Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's bird video. We're going to have a look at weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's bird video. Day 10 takes us to the 11th of September, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that. We extend GFS and GFS Ensembles. Over a couple of weeks, we'll have a look at the CFS B2 for October. Opening salvo for October coming up at the end of the video. I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just to say that first, video release date was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, and if that wasn't enough, we've also released Jerry Friday. Got Terry Scully's September and autumn forecast coming for you at 6 PM. So please like, share, and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We'll be going through the storm names as well in a moment. Seeing if there's anyone's going to catch me out this year. But more about that shortly. Going to start off first of all over tropical Atlantic. So lots of interest areas. Got a red X just here. That is disturbance 1 with a 100% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and in the next 7 days. That is going to pop any moment. That's imminent. That's going to become a tropical development. They're saying recent microwave satellite images indicate the circulation of a low-pressure system located west-northwest of Cape Verde Islands have become better defined since yesterday. In addition, the associated shower and thunderstorm activity continues to show signs of organisation. Based on these trends, advisories are likely to be initiated on a tropical depression or tropical storm later this morning. The system is moving northwestwards at 10 to 15 miles per hour across the eastern tropical Atlantic. I mean, that's happening, isn't it? And we'll see how that works out. Right, where next? We've got Gert just here. Tropical depression Gert giving maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour. So that's going to carry on as a tropical depression up to Monday, when it's just there. Presumably after that, it will be dying a death. We've got tropical storm Jose just here. That's going to carry on for a little bit longer, and then presumably will be disappearing as well. We've got a Dahlia. Or Dahlia, as I call it, just here. So this is post-tropical at the moment. It's a post-tropical depression. Going to reanimate around Bermuda and become a tropical storm again. And then pushing northwards to the middle of next week, it will finally die a death, I think. And that'll be the end of that one. And then we've also got Franklin just here. Hurricane Franklin still giving maximum sustained winds of 80 miles per hour. That should be going post-tropical any time. So at the moment it's just there. Looks like it becomes a post-tropical development as we go further on into next week. You know, moves northwards into North Atlantic, loses its identity, and will presumably just merge with an area of low pressure eventually somewhere to the south of Greenland. So yeah, going to be a red X. That's the one to watch. All of these features, these 4, will be disappearing, I think, quite shortly actually. So by tomorrow, maybe Sunday, most of those should be gone off this chart from NHC. This is going to be the one that we're going to keep a close eye on, I think, going into the weekend and next week. Now, come back to home, most storm names. So here we go then. From the UK Met Office, this is the 2023 storm name list. This is, of course, in association with Met Éireann, the Irish Met Agency, and KNMI as well. So here we go then, and that's the Royal Netherlands Meteorological Institute, by the way. Right, here we go then. Now, aren't anybody's going to catch me out? Let's have a look. So we've got Agnes. That's nice and simple. I think that's Babette. Don't know. I think that's Babette or Babette. We've got, reminds me a little bit of Babel from Mumford and Sons. We've got Kira. We've got Debbie. We've got Ellen. Fergus. Gerrit. Henk. Aisha. Jocelyn. I think that is Jocelyn. Kathleen. Lillian. Minnie. Nicholas. Olga. Piet. Or could that be Pete? I think it's Piet. There's an Admiral Piet in in The Empire Strikes Back, actually. Regina, Stuart, Tamiko, Vincent, and I think that'd be Walid or Walid. There's no QUXYs there, not included to be in line with US National Hurricane Center naming convention. So there we go. That's this season's storm names. No Gavin this year. I made it onto the list a couple of years ago, though, so I was expecting to get on the list. I don't think I'll be put on the list again somehow. But there we go. That's it. So we'll be interested to see how far we get into the storm name list for 2023-2024. Remember, that will run not just through like the autumn and winter. That will run into the spring and up to the last day of August next year as well. So this covers like the next 12 months. So we shall see. Where we go with that list, how far into it we get. But they are this year's storm season names. Right, sticking with the UK Met, we can see that the central temperature has been confirmed at 16.4 for August 2023. That's just 0.6 of a degree above the 61 to 99 average. So very slightly, ever so slightly above 61 to 1990 average. About average, I would have thought, for 91 to 20, possibly even a little bit below. Confirmed it's been a funny old summer. We started with that very, very warm, hot June at 17 degrees. 3 degrees above average. July was the worst of it. Came down to 16.1, just 0.2 of a degree above 61 to 99 average, below average for 91 to 2020. And much of that is made up by damp, cloudy, warm nights by day. It was pretty grim with the temperature. And then just a little bit higher into August. So August slightly warmer than the July before it. And of course, June taking the plaudits as the warmest month of the summer. That's the first time that has happened since 1970. We're going to go all the way back to 1970 for the last time June was the warmest of the 3 summer months. So it's been a funny old summer, this one. Funny old summer. But there we go. We are now on to September, and we're now on, of course, to the first day of meteorological autumn. Astronomical autumn is a different thing. That's 21st or around 21st of September. So I'm not opening that can of worms when autumn is actually beginning, but meteorologically, today, the first day of autumn 2023. You'll find out tonight what Terry Scully is forecasting for the autumn as well, by the way. Right, these are the GFS upper temperature and precipitation ensembles for Cardiff. Red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Cardiff. We're starting off about average at the moment. We're going to find the upper air temperature, though, lifting up as we go through the weekend and into next week, becoming very warm and or hot, somewhere between 15 and 20 degrees at 850 HPA. That's pretty high for September. Coming down through the second week of September, up to the middle part of the month, returning closer to average then. So, of course, it's late on in the year. We can't maintain that level of warmth, for much more than a few days, probably, at this time of the year. But even into, like, the second week of the month, it is still a little bit above average. It takes a long time, not to around the mid part of the month, that the upper air temperatures return to about 30-year average to the red line. Precipitation-wise, there's dry weather as well coming up over the next week with this warm-up. There is more precipitation spikes appearing though into the second week of September. That might initially involve a funky breakdown, and then a push of the winds from off the Atlantic might start to turn things, not only a bit cooler, but a little bit more unsettled as well. I think we're looking at the middle of the month for a change to significantly cooler and more assessed weather. I don't think it will happen before then. It might not even happen in the middle part of the month. Check out Jeremy Friday more about that. Temperature anomalies on the 1st to the 9th of September are going to be significantly warmer than average in those red colours. And precipitation anomalies from the 1st to the 9th of September, they're coming out drier than normal in many places too. The latest Windflow Map from earthandoldskool.net shows that high pressure is starting to build in. We're beginning to lose the areas of low pressure been playing us through the last couple of months. Low pressure going up towards Greenland and Iceland, for example. And yes, we've got higher pressure now starting to ridge through the country. Okay, let's go through chart data then. Miss Avalanche's UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Monday. High pressure is dominating, of course, by that point. And that carries on throughout most of next week, becoming hotter with the upper air temps getting plus 20 Celsius. Southeast corner by Wednesday into Thursday. High pressure way to the east again, withdrawing up most southerly southeasters, plus 15 Celsius widely through the country, plus 20 Celsius down into the south. That should get the temperature to or even above 30 degrees, because it is dependent on how much sunshine there is. I have to put in that caveat. We've been plagued by cloud all week, really, here in north-south. Now, that cloud might disappear next week. If it does, then I can't see much to stop the temperature getting to 30 degrees here with these upper air temperatures. But the sun is weakening, rapidly now, and it just doesn't have quite as much oomph, at the moment. It doesn't have, that's a meteorological term, it doesn't have quite enough oomph to burn up the ground as it does like in July, for example. So we may have issues with cloud which will limit the temperature potential, but technically this is a very, very warm or hot air mass that is surging northwards through next week and should deliver some really quite high temperatures for September. Icon, again, with that ridge of high pressure through the country, that brings loads of dry weather. On Monday, still high pressure dominating into the middle part of next week. Again, we get that plus 20 Celsius into the south beach. It's been flirting all summer, hasn't it, with us. It just hasn't been able to push over the channel from France, but it has been regularly into France. So I'm not overly surprised that this is happening, even into September, to be honest. It's been there or thereabouts on and off throughout the summer. We get through to Thursday. It looks a little bit thundery, though. It looks like there's a little bit of a funky chopping into a PM by 30. Still very hot with the upper air temperatures. And that thundery feature looks like it becomes like a thundery low, actually, as we get through to Friday. Next week, which is as far as we go with Icon. The GFS midnight run, again, we see that big area of high pressure dominating weather on Monday. The high dominates throughout most of next week. Upper air temperature becoming hotter. Doesn't quite get plus 20 Celsius into the country, though, with the GFS midnight run. It keeps it, as we've seen throughout most of summer, just over the other side of the channel, actually. But nevertheless, it's still a very, very warm air mass. If there's plenty of sunshine, it should get the temperature to around 30 degrees, about I would have thought. Eventually, though, starts to turn cooler, a little bit more unsettled by the end of next week and into second weekend of September. Lower pressure starts breaking through from off the Atlantic. That starts to bring in cooler air from the Atlantic, pushes all of that hot air away to the south and to the east. So by day 10, we're in a westerly flow of GFS midnight run. Not desperately unsettled, but certainly a lot cooler with those upper air temperatures. And then in the extended range, it actually turns more unsettled with low pressure air taking over. So as you head up towards the middle part of September, quite a significant change to much more unsettled and also cooler conditions. Look how much cooler the upper air temperatures are there by the end of the GFS midnight run, 17th of September. That's autumn, everybody. Autumn descends. Excuse me, autumn descends by the middle of the month there with GFS midnight run. GFS 6 then again showing the high pressure in the ascendancy on Monday, still at high pressure dominating through to the middle next week. Winds drawn up from a southerly or a southeasterly direction. Upper air temperatures look hot, though, plus 20 Celsius, but again is restricted to the far north of France. Then into Thursday, it looks like a weather system begins to start moving in from off the Atlantic. So by Friday into the weekend, we're starting to draw in cooler air from off the Atlantic and pressure air to unsettled for the north. With showers along the spells of rain, still mostly dry and warm down the south, but look at the upper air temperature gradually starting to drain away that warmth and heat. By day 10, we're into like a flat westerly type flow. Upper air temperatures look a lot cooler by then. In a more extended range, again, we start to bring low pressure through the country within a cooler air mass. So heading up towards the middle of September, definitely looks a lot cooler. Although then high pressure comes back in, although that is a cooler area of high pressure there. That's not a particularly hot high. That's a relatively cool high building in. So once we get like the Middle of next week out of the way, a lot cooler there with the GFS, both midnight and 6Z runs. If you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't get to your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We need to put on around 60 subscribers to get ourselves to 16.8k. So if you could give us a sub, again, it'd be amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. GM, once more with high pressure in the ascendancy in control through Monday, through Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Keep the high pressure sitting over to East Country, a hot Dover there, trying to push northwards with that plus 20 cells iceberg. There's a bit of a fungy low appearing around the northern part of France by Thursday. Got to watch out for storms therefore into the south, and then on up towards day 10, lower pressure then starting to break through from off the Atlantic Ocean, turning things cooler and pushing away that heat, possibly with a thundery breakdown as well by next weekend. And then the ECMWF rounding it all off once more. That area of high pressure sitting over the country, bringing lots of dry, fine, very warm and or hot weather through the early part of next week. Then next week starts to see a high pressure drifting away to the east with lower pressure out to west. We start to pull up those southerly southeast winds. The ECM actually gets a plus 20 Celsius iceberg much further north compared to a lot of the other output. It actually gets up towards the Midlands and like East Anglia there by the middle of next week. Will be very interesting to see how hot that could get if we have clear sunny skies. And it verifies, of course. Remember, most of the other model outputs are not getting that plus 20 Celsius iceberg quite as far north as that's still there with plus 20 Celsius iceberg into Thursday next week as well in the east. That looks like it's turning a little bit thundery though by Friday. That looks like a little bit of a thundery low starting to get going. Still really warm for those upper air temperatures, even up to next weekend actually with the ECM. But eventually by like midnight Sunday, which is through Saturday, where the system is pushing eastwards, bring an end to that hot weather. So you see how much cooler the upper air temperatures are looking out in the Atlantic. That cooler air is starting to move eastwards across the country. By day 10, we're back under a ridge of high pressure, but that is a cooler ridge with significantly lower upper air temperatures. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Temmeteo.com. Lots and lots of dry weather to come over the next few days. Of course, might be a few storms threatening eventually, though, by the time we get through to the end of next week. Not much, though. Not until next weekend that we push that weather system through the country. As we often see these days, most of the wet weather, most thunderstorms goes off up to the north. Still not much in the way of precipitation down into the south, but it does cool down the air mass. These are the options on the table within the East Ensemble today for day 10. From the Icelandic Met, obviously gets to the 11th of September. 18 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure just to our north, and we're feeding in winds from off the Atlantic. So that's more unsettled and a little bit cooler by day 10. 10 with a ridge from the Atlantic to the area of high pressure still sitting to the east. That will be bringing quite a lot of dry weather with it, and another 10 keeps that going as well. No, that's anticyclonic too. 7 with high pressure to the east, low pressure out to the west. That will be very warm, potentially quite hot. That's drawing up wind from the south. And then finally we've got 6 with high pressure towards Scandinavia, and that will bring the wind in more from an easterly type direction. Most of those options are involving high pressure at day 10, keeping the fine weather going. And in 2 minutes' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 16th of September. 19 members of the ECM ensemble still with high pressure through the Atlantic into Western Europe. 13 with high pressure over to the east of the country. 10 with high pressure in the Atlantic. And up towards Greenland, possibly some lower pressure towards France. That might bring something a little bit more showery into the south. And then we've got 9 here with low pressure over and to the east of the country. That's the most unsettled and the coolest option. Winds coming in from a northwesterly direction with that, and the low pressure, of course, bringing some wet weather too. That's kind of in line with what the GFS operationals, 2 GFS operationals that we just looked at, are showing in the more extended range there towards mid-September. Finally, CFS 2. This is a 700 millibar height anomaly for October. Opening south, though. This is the very first chart for October from the CFS Monthlies. Remember, we changed day by day today. I don't know where the CFS has got this from, but it's showing like big blocking, high pressure towards Greenland, and a trough of low pressure over the UK and much of Western Europe. That will bring the wind in from a northeasterly direction, which would be a cool, potentially quite cold wind direction in October, and the low pressure would be bringing spells of rain and wet weather too. So a cool wet October being indicated there. Very, very different to what we're facing with this September. The temperature only is still a little bit above average. I'm dubious about that. I think it'd be cooler than that probably, and also not much signal for precipitation, but it ends up being slightly on the wetter side, much of Western Europe anyway, and I think we would have a cool wet October there if that came off. I'd say very, very different October to the September that we're looking at, certainly the first half of September. Anyway, but as we always say, any forecast beyond 5-7 days comes with big Howard's large picture sort attached. It's just the opening salvo for October from the CFS for today. So, they change day by day. These charts might look very different when we look at this again. Probably next time I look at this will be during Sunday's live stream, I would have thought. Anyway, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. We thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. As I say, around 60 subscribers, something like that, will get us to 16.8k. So if you could give us a sub, it would be amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. The GavsWeatherVids. Right, we've got Terry Scoley's September and also autumn forecast coming up for you at 6 p.m. this evening. Your channel members also going to be a channel member live stream at 7 p.m. So I shall see you for the for this month channel member live stream at 7. I'll tell you what's coming up over the weekend. Coming epic weekend of content. Tomorrow at 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. Got me each MWF 42-day forecast, week ahead forecast, and a 10 to 14 dayer when we'll do a little CT Saturday with that probably. And then on Sunday, again 6 a.m. forecast, and we're going to be premiering at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. We'll have our premiere for the first winter update, and I've got to get winter update recorded tomorrow, ready for Sunday. Yes, I'll see you all on the red carpet tomorrow on Sunday afternoon, I should say, at 2 p.m. for our premiere. Then we will have a live stream at 6 p.m. where we will, of course, discuss the winter update. And we'll show you plenty of long range in that live stream, as well as a 10 to 14 day regular update too. So lots and lots happening on the channel over the weekend. Please keep checking back for more. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Don't forget to check out Terry Scoley's forecast September and autumn later. Long video this one, over 22 minutes. Good gracious me. Right, we'll end it there. So thanks so much everybody for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.